Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I, on behalf of the PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, would like to offer our sincere tribute and salute the supreme sacrifice of their lives given by our 23 security personnel while battling the Maoist insurgency in Chhattisgarh recently. It is a matter of deep anguish for all of us. Our thoughts are with the families of those martyred, and we stand united with them and the country in these times. The paramilitary forces have always been a great strength for the nation and play as important a role as the military in maintaining the safety and security of our citizens. And we shall always remain grateful and indebted to our saviors. Vivek Bhardwaj, Additional Secretary, Police Modernization, Ministry of Home Affairs. I must thank you, sir, for your very kindly accepting our invitation to address the industry on this very important subject of indigenization drive by the paramilitary forces and highlighting the opportunities for the Indian industry, especially the MSMEs. I would also like to welcome Mr. Ajay Kumar Yadav, IG Provision CRPF, Mr. Udayan Banerjee, IG Provision CISF, Mr. Anand Sarup, IG Provision ITBP, Mr. Shaleen, IG Provision NSG, Mr. Saurabh Tripathi, IG Provision SSB, Mr. R.S. Kataria, DIG CISF, Colonel R.K. Yadav, Colonel Provisioning Assam Rifles, Mr. N.K. Gupta, Chair of our PSDCCI Defence and HLS Committee, Mr. Rudra Sriram, Co-Chair of the PSDCCI Defence and HLS Committee, Mr. Saurabh Sanyal, Secretary General of the Chamber, and Mr. Vivek Sehgal, the Assistant Secretary General of the Chamber. I would also like to welcome all the esteemed industry members to this very timely National Conference on Indigenization Requirements of Paramilitary Forces, Opportunities for MSMEs. A few words about the Chamber. The PSD Chamber of Commerce and Industry has been working as a catalyst for the promotion of Indian industry, trade and entrepreneurship for the past 115 years. We are a forward-looking, proactive and dynamic pan-India apex organization. As a partner in progress with the industry and government, the PSD Chamber, with a special focus on Indian MSMEs, works at the grassroots level with strong national and international linkages for propelling progress, harmony and integrated development of the Indian economy. As India is coming out of the pandemic crisis very effectively and efficiently with the required precautionary measures and the vaccination drive, the government has gone into overdrive to kickstart an economic revival with a slew of measures which include self-reliance in defense manufacturing. We must compliment our Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister of Home Affairs for seamlessly steering us through this pandemic and ensuring the availability of all essential services throughout the lockdown and thereafter, as also the overall management of the pandemic at ground zero. The government has announced a series of reforms for the defense production to boost Indian defense and homeland security during and post the COVID era. The idea is to bring down India's large defense import bill. However, certain high technology systems will still be procured from overseas, but the emphasis will be on procuring locally made products. These measures are giving a big impetus to local manufacturing and especially to the large number of defense MSMEs, with many of them working on niche technologies. The government aims at achieving substantive self-reliance in design, development and production of equipment, weapon systems and platforms required for defense and homeland security by creating conditions conducive for the Indian private industry to play an active role in this endeavor. We are aware that there are consistent efforts by the government to modernize the paramilitary forces and the state police to keep up with the changing needs of the internal security. The nature and expanse of the threat has been dynamic over time, and it requires that our paramilitary forces be prepared for any and every such security challenge. The recent incident is just one more affirmation of this need for us to be very, very vigilant and to be up to date in our response to the challenges posed by these anti-national elements. The key essence making our paramilitary forces self-reliant is to promote indigenization, therefore, at all levels of manufacturing of defense and security products. The Indian defense and security companies are competent to manufacture and supply for the current and future needs of the paramilitary forces. Many of them are working on most advanced technologies and have even tied up with global OEMs for the transfer of technology. PSG Chamber is keen to work with the paramilitary forces in their indigenization effort and would like to offer our outreach across the industry for the forces to share their requirements with the Indian industry. We are willing to act as a facilitator in enhancing the relationship between the forces and the Indian defense industry, aiming towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. We once again thank you for giving us your valuable time and coming to our chamber to interact with the industry. I look forward to listening to your thoughts and vision on the indigenization, as also expectations from the industry on their capacity to meet the indigenization requirement of the forces. Thank you very much and Jai Hind.